Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex Competitive back again today with a brand new video. And yeah, I know it's been a second, but we're back today with a brand new review of Domestic Girlfriend Manga Chapter 262, it's looking like. Which, if I am wrong on 262, which I know it's either 1 or 2, 61 or 62, title will have it. So don't ridicule me. It's our first day back. So, looking at Domestic Girlfriend, wow. What a big controversial topic, just in general, just to speak about the show in terms of the domestic girlfriend fan base. I mean, there's a lot of people torn. There's a lot of shipping that most definitely is taking a toll on people and pissing them off. You know, whether it be for Hina and Rui, and or even Sarazawa still, right? But yeah, I knew it was going to be this way with domestic girlfriend from the very beginning. I think some other people may have caught on as well. But domestic girlfriend is the type of show to where it's 300 or excuse me, it's 262 chapters long, and it's a romance, and it's had 3 different love interests, or 4 even, but like 3 have actually gotten to where 2 Hina and Rui got with the character, and Sarazawa is kind of like, it's just an awkward, kind of thing all around with that whole situation. But nonetheless, there was a lot of romantic undertones with that character. So whenever it came to Domestic Girlfriend, I knew it was going to converge and create some giant mess. And it seems as if the author actually has created a mess even more so for herself. And that's not me ridiculing her, her attacking her or anything like that. But it's me simply saying, the author of Domestic Girlfriend has put herself in a position where she slipped up on how she wrote Rui and Natsuo together. And whenever I'm saying that, I mean it in the sense that she literally screwed up whenever she did that, not because she got him Natsuo with Rui or Rui with Natsuo. It's because she did it in such a cliche manner, such an unwell written manner. I mean, that's a weird way to say it, but think about this. Natsuo literally got with Rui only because she lost her ability to taste. And she only lost her ability to taste for 2 chapters. So right there, you took away the value. I have no emotional attachment to her losing her taste because, one, it's what we do with Natsuo when he's writing. He lost the ability to write. So the fact that Rui lost her ability to taste just seemed really cliche. We used that. It was a massive plot point. It's been a plot point that's been carrying throughout the show for the last 100 chapters. You can't expect me to be attached to that. That was weak. It was a very weak move. She tried to recycle what the author tried to recycle what she previously did. Love the author, love the content. What's been here up until this point has been amazing to the author. I'm talking to you if you do happen to see this video. But looking at that, you can't do that. It's just a cheap way of writing. I'm not mad at Rui, I'm not mad at Natsuo. I'm not even mad about how the story is being told post that writing. I'm mad about how the damn story was set up, man. Because what's been there hasn't, necessarily been bad. Let's think about this. Hina's character has been terrific in all of this. The way they're adding characterization, the way they're adding value to the choice that Natsuo and Rui are making, and the stress it puts on Hina and the Hina fan base. And even I think for Rui fans, at some point you have to be asking yourself, damn. Even if you're a Rui fan, I'm not saying vote for Hina or nothing. So let's be quiet about that. We're not talking about that. You have to be asking yourself, whoa, this is really sad. Hina is struggling, and it's even crazier because she's struggling in a manner to where you see that she's actually improved as a person. She's actually developed, but now she's acknowledging her struggle, which we'll get into that in a second. But you have to ask yourself, damn, at times when I've been watching this, with the way they've been putting Hina out there and clearly trying to make them collide, I asked if the author may be kind of brilliant, and my TV just went out. But the author may actually be kind of brilliant in that regard. So, because looking at it, you got to ask yourself this. Oh, that's actually good white light. Hey, new room, new setup. We're getting all this figured out. So we're just going to roll with it for a second. Do I need to take my hat off? But you really got to ask yourself, Hina's been put in a position to where she's a character that can't get Natsuo. She's kind of been just discarded from an option, because Rui's having a baby, all this stuff's going on. And I look at Hina's character and I ask myself, I was kind of like Hacks, Rashad. Hina just busted down at the bar scene with the bartender stating, I think I'm making myself happy. And at that exact moment, I knew something was up with Hina. I genuinely knew that Hina was a character that's come a long way. And it really kind of made me sadder because she is self-aware. She does understand the emotions she is going through, but yet she can't help it. There's even a quote, and I'm going to quote this as best as I can. Hina says, he is everything. He is special. The way he cared for me whenever I was with him, the way I cared for him, all that kind of stuff. And I felt that. I think we've all felt that. We've all felt that person that like we didn't want to see him go, right? You know what I mean? Or there's a circumstance that didn't allow us to be with that person, that person per se. And something like that's always great to see in a show because it's that realization. And that's the realization that the show has carried throughout the whole entire story. So I can never truly be upset and or mad about that. So, I mean, you really got to think about what they're doing with their character. Now, look at the scene to where Hina's pretending to be their mom. Natsuo's acting. I like that. I like how Natsuo's acting. That's what his passion and kind of impulse to start speaking his truth was. I think it was the acting thing. I really do. Because you got to think about it. She's pretending to be the mom, and he's getting into his mental mindset to just express himself. And if we know one thing that acting does for you, it allows you to express yourself better. I mean, it's literally expression, right? It's literally the art of practicing expression. And of course, you can fall into your character. Now, Natsuo didn't fall into his character per se. He fell into his acting just in general as a whole. And you really kind of got to see how he felt about Hina, right? And now Hina knows. Hina understands. She understands how he felt about Rui, how he got with Rui, all with a few sentences. And I think that's powerful whenever you can have writing that does allow you to feel something. With just a few sentences or 20 words or less. Like that's always powerful. And of course, some people are going to write off the series because they're so caught up in the ships, man. If you're one of the people caught up in the ships, you're missing a lot of key factors. I'm not saying I've already ridiculed the writing, so don't say I'm sticking up for it because I'm not. I've already ridiculed the writing. You can't say that. That's not a good argument to say that I'm sticking up for the sloppiness. No, I already pointed out the sloppiness. I mean, Rui getting with Natsuo in the manner in which he did was already sloppy as shit. I mean, but it can be saved. I mean, it's still there. Now, I think it's to be controversial. I think it's to be tough to save. I think if they went a route to where they did get Natsuo Tina, that'd be a very powerful way to end this show, potentially, if it's done right. Because the show so far has been setting itself up for some kind of dramatic, filled ending. Because, I mean, Hina, they're literally putting an emphasis on Hina, but yet they already discarded Shu from being like an option. That's what she was talking to her about, her love for Natsuo. He's not an option, guys. He's literally not an option. They wouldn't have presented that conversation like that if he was to be an option. That it just wouldn't work like that. So other things that I am looking at for this show, just in general, man, I gotta say. I gotta say the show I've liked what I've seen. It's not the best that I've seen from the show. And the thing that's really holding the show back is the Rui Natsuo relationship. And it's not even because Rui and Natsuo are together. It's how they got together. There's just where the problem resides. It's not that they're together. It's not none of that. And if you're still caught up in just that, you're a fool. You gotta look at it more in depth. Like, you can't have bias involved with it. I think Hina's the better option. I think she's the better option, writing wise too. Absolutely, 100%. Because, well, they kind of screwed up how they got Rui. Once again, they screwed it up, man. You can't sit here and tell me that that was great how they got them together. Natsuo, she left to him, and Natsuo couldn't write. And now Natsuo heard that she couldn't taste food, so he ran over there, and magically everything's good to go again. They didn't have to talk about their problems. They just got back together. And if the realistic theme or realism is still the theme, or one of the themes, which, of course, realism isn't necessarily directed at, but it's indirectly there, even in a dramatic filled, far-fetched as you can, while still maintaining realism kind of show. Every relationship has really kind of been handled with as mature as it could be, or as dramatically mature as it could be, if that makes sense. So, yeah, looking at all that though, that's tough. So just to make sure though, this I may cut this 5-second thing, but I need to make sure that we end this video how I want it to. So, looking actually at the note that I actually had for you guys, since we're back, I do want to say that there are a couple of questions that I really do want to iterate to you guys, and those questions are: will they get Natsuo back with Hina? There's been a lot of foreshadowing. So that's one big question that people may be asking. I don't know. And I think if they did get Not So back with Hina, it could be a brilliant way to actually showcase showcase what the two's relationship really is and what those undertones are. And Natsuo hesitated to answer Hina whenever she asked him, "How do you feel?" And then she kind of discarded it. That was her chance in, right? And she even acknowledges that. But at the same time, you got to ask yourself, is this leading to those two both being with Natsuo? If so, disappointing. It takes an immense amount away from the series. What's happening now? I mean, the first 200 chapters are the first 230 chapters are the first. Wait, actually, no. This show has been, I think, excellent all the way up until after Serizawa confessed to feelings. So everything after that, right? I'm not going to discard what's happened these first 230 chapters. I refuse to. I won't. I know what's good, and I know what I like. And that's exactly what the show has been. So if you are still reading the chapters and you're still bitching about it, it may be time for you just to shut up. Because you're doing this to yourself at that point. But I think at the same time, I think you're in every right to complain. But don't be the guy that's constantly complaining, but yet reading every chapter, but yet complaining in all the forum posts and in the domestic Discord servers and, all that. Don't be that person, because at the end of the day, this is a show that's given us 240 good chapters. Think about that, right? So maybe we just need to sit back, all of us, and I've even been guilty of it. Maybe we all just need to sit back, shut up, relax, and accept what is there, acknowledge what is there, acknowledge the issue. But at the end of the day, let's just let this thing play out, because I don't know, because this could get even shittier than what it is. I mean, think about that. So, yeah. But other than that, though, guys, you guys have been hacks. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Axe25. Check out my links down in the description below, whether it be Twitter, Patreon, or whatever else the hell it may be. So, as always, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.